My name is Anne-Marie. I'm a positivity clinical hypnotherapist and I'm a confidence life coach. And I'm here this evening, as I am every Monday at 8 p.m, to welcome a wonderful, wise, and sometimes wacky guest. And I have been blessed this evening because I have a wonderful, amazing lady who is going to come and share some joy and pearls of wisdom for us. So, the reason why I have this show every week is called the Ultimate Confidence Show. Live life without limits, and it really is about inspiring. I hope I inspire. I hope I bring on some guests that inspire you to live life. Good evening, Vicky. I hope that I bring some guests on that inspire you to live life in a different way, to let you know that there are possibilities and opportunities that maybe you haven't even thought about or thought. Good morning, Julie. Hello, my darling. Hello, my lovely, gorgeous. Hello. So yeah, we have got a really fantastic lady that's coming on this evening. I hope she's remembered. I didn't give her because I did speak to her this morning, so she should be coming on. And she is a really, really inspiring lady, as you all are inspiring ladies. And I really take this opportunity to help you to raise your limits of where you really want to be. You know, if you're said it here, some of the ladies that come on, you realize that, you know, sometimes when you think that you may have had it hard, or that your situation might be a difficult situation, and then you listen to some of the ladies that are here, and she's up there in the right hand corner. And did you see, look, I have to say this, I don't know why she's watching, because she should have had an invitation to be a guest this evening. I'm going to check that I've sent her that invitation. Yeah, I'm going to do that now. And before I invite her, she's coming on really quickly, but she's a super glam lady. She's very, very, and she's here. I'm so excited.
Good evening.
I'm like a schoolgirl with a schoolgirl crush. It's like too cool for school, and she's on my show, and I just feel really, really silly.
Yeah, I'm feeling a bit goofy myself today.
You know what? Just introduce Marcia. She's here with this evening, and wow, I've had a good evening. So many lovely people joining this evening, Marcia. This is you drawing everybody in.
Oh, that's nice. Hello, everybody. I can't see you who's joining all your comments, but hello.
Linda, and we have Marie. Oh, that's lovely. And good evening, Marie. And we have Franklin. I'm waving at everybody. And we have my lovely friend Julie. Thank you for the compliment. And we've got Sarah watching, and we've got Vicky watching, and we've got Vicky watching. We've got quite a few people this evening, and they're all here to find out about the fabulous Marcia, to get some tips and hints of how to become super glam and sassy.
Oops.
I'm doing the pose.
You trying to do that pose?
By the way, if you ever want to be, just look glad without trying. This is the pose. Marcia taught me this pose. It's like this. And please, Marcia, introduce yourself and tell us what you're all about at the moment, because I know you go through seasons. So tell us what season you're in at the moment.
Right. Well, I'm in summer season at the moment, if we're going to look at it like that. But hi, everybody. My name is Marcia Lorraine Phinn. I couldn't even say my name just then. Did you see that?
No.
I've gotten all nervous. Yes, my name is Marcia Lorraine Phinn. Thank you all for joining. I am so privileged to be here with Anne-Marie Wickham this evening. It's such a pleasure. Thank you so much, Anne-Marie, for asking me to come on live today with you. That's wonderful. Yes, well, I am a woman who wears many hats. And I wear many hats simply because I like variety. I like what the variety brings into my life, so I love that. But I didn't actually start off intentionally to be that way, because when I was a young girl, at the age of 15, I found myself living by myself, and that wasn't by choice. I just ended up in a situation where none of my parents were around. Yeah.
Mm.
And I found myself in a situation where I needed to survive.
Mm.
And in order to survive, I needed to feed myself. I needed to find ways to make money. I needed to, as we used to call it back in the day, I needed to hustle. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That
So
hus-
I found I had to find ways to do that. And of course, living as a young lady of that age by yourself as well, there's things that you need. You need clothes, you need food. Yeah. So the first thing that I started doing, I started to do hair. I started to do hairdressing to
Mm.
try and bring in some money. Yeah, that was the first survival mode that kicked in.
Yeah.
Started doing hair. So then I was earning some money from the hair, and then I thought, well, you know what? Yes, I'm earning some money, but it's not loads, you know. So I need some more money because I need clothes. I need to have clothes. And as a teenager growing up, you've
And
got a lot of people.
and fun. Clothes is not enough for a young girl surviving. There has to be some kind of inspiration, motivation to survive. And clothes and food don't cut it. You need to have some fun. You need to have a destiny.
It's true. It's very true. So what I found then, I thought to myself, okay, everybody's all fashionable, they've got the latest designer this on and designer that. Because designer wear was still wearing back in the day, back in
Yeah.
my days. But the designer wear at the time was like Gabichis, pleated.
Man, listen. Even Kabichi. I love the Kabichi with the soul train and the basket
Yeah.
weave shoe and the box pleat skirt. Yes.
Yes, the box
And
pleat skirt. You had to have one of those.
yeah.
And then of course sorry?
The Tybo blouse that used to go.
Yes. Oh, I loved it. Loved
But
it.
back in the day, girls were stylish and the men look good and they smell good, right?
Yeah,
There's no smell that's top pack of Rabanne for me.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It's true. It's true. It's true. Yeah, so we used to have like Akascutum was one of the designers then. It was Akascutum or Burberry. You'd have your Burberry Mac,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Designer was
So
a lot more affordable back then than it is now, and it was a lot more practical in terms of wearability than it is now.
yes,
You know what I mean? Like it's a bit out there now, isn't it, designer? But well, I don't
very
know.
much so.
It's
Yeah.
But yeah, so you decided that you needed to create something that you knew there was a passion for, that people were going to be interested in, and that was going to keep you current and keep you in money, continuously, because it was something that was out there. And you decided on. I'm really, really interested to hear about this, what you're going to tell.
Yes. So then I decided, well, I haven't got the money to buy these designer gowns, but I want to look exclusive too. So I
Yeah,
started dressmaking. And
beautiful.
what I would do, I would follow the latest trends of the big designers like
Yeah,
Coco Chanel and all of those people, and I would,
do it again. Yeah, do it again.
yes, do it again.
Yeah, do it again.
Mm, yeah, and I would kind of emulate the fashions that were emerging off of the catwalk. But then after some time, I actually started designing clothes myself as well.
I
And I
saw them.
found that it was in the designing of the clothes that I found that I got a lot of customers.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Did I see on your website? It was either on your website or you were doing some Facebook promotions where you were designing. They were African garments with really beautiful colours. Like you had like the aqua, the cobalt blue, and the mustard yellow. You had some beautiful, amazing.
Yes.
Were these your designs?
Yes, they were. Yeah. And what I was doing basically, I was challenging myself because it was something that I stopped doing probably I don't know, in the late 90s. I actually stopped sewing. And recently I thought to myself, you know what, I need to resurrect that gift. I need to do something
Yeah,
with it. So I done myself a 5-day challenge, and I challenge everybody else. What gift have you got that you could actually use and that you're sitting down on? So
yeah,
try and do that gift, and let's take 5 days and let's challenge ourselves to do that, activate that gift again. Yeah, so I called it, the last one I called the gift challenge. The
yeah.
first one I called the dressmaking challenge because I really wanted to get back into my dressmaking. So yes, so that was two businesses right there: hairdressing and dressmaking. And then it just kind of evolved like that as life went on. I kind of added things. I found more reason to do certain things,
Yeah.
and to learn certain crafts, because it was more a case of what is beneficial to me right now. What do I need in my life? Okay, let me go and learn how to do that, or let me go and do that.
That's what they say about the greatest designers of the greatest pieces. They're always born out of necessity. That, you know, people like Steve Jobs and Apple, it was said that he needed to have something that was interfacing with his computer. That's why he invented the Apple phone. The best designs are not just made out of, oh, I think I need to invent something, but they're actually purposeful. And that's why they work, because someone says, oh, I need that. Then everyone goes, why didn't I think of that? It's purposeful, it's meaningful. And your dresses and your are purposeful and meaningful, and they also serve your passion, right?
Yes, yes, it's true. So that's how I kind of developed, and over the years, I kind of evolved into this entrepreneur. So because I can sew, I later went on to study. I went and studied in every area that I took up.
Oh,
Hairdressing, I became a qualified hairdresser, and I worked in numerous salons across London for quite a few years. Yes, and I also had many private clients as well. And then with the dressmaking, I also went to college. I went to the London College of Fashion, and I
yeah.
studied fashion there as well. So everything that I've done, I've tried to make sure that, okay, I can do this thing, but let me get the certificate, or let me at least make sure that I can say, well, you know what, I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional in this field. And so anyway, I mean, the question really didn't need to go so far away and so
You know
long,
what?
but
I get to Marcia. I want to get to the thing. I know this is not my usual format, because usually we're talking about ultimate confidence and inner strength, and this does encapsulate that. But the thing I really want to get to, Marcia, is we were talking the other day about how we're on this entrepreneurial journey and it's exciting, and how we were laughing because we were just enjoying the moment of really all the experiences that we're having. They're all new. They're all quite challenging, but that we're just going into it just full frontal, full ahead, and just really enjoying it. And we were saying that we noticed that so many people who are around us in this kind of environment that we're in have just become so serious about everything, but they just want to be
yeah,
perfect all the time, and they're not showing any vulnerability, any sign of failure, because they've set this bar so high that they're actually curtailing themselves, because they're not giving themselves room to grow, because they're just like, oh, I'm here, people are looking at me, I've got to be perfect. And we were just saying about how that's really constricting, and it stops it being fun, right?
yes, of course. Not only does it stop it being fun, but you now begin to be somebody that you're not. You start to adopt certain mannerisms and certain outlooks on life that really do not reflect who you are truly from the inside out. And
Yeah.
as you said, it does become restrictive, because once you start going down that road of trying to be perfect, or trying to live up to this so-called, you know,
Owner.
model that
Yeah.
you sometimes we're actually building for ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you start going down that route of actually trying to follow this model, it's a very slippery slope, and it's very hard to come back from that. It takes a lot to come back from that. And I do know about that, because there was a time in my life when I found myself adopting this persona just
Mm-hmm.
to fit in with the environment that I was in.
Yeah, I hear that.
And when I reflect back, it happened on more than one occasion. And I simply wanted to be a part of that environment. That's what it was. I wanted to be a part of that environment. I wanted to be a part of the people that surrounded me at that time.
Yeah.
So I started to adapt and to evolve into this person. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it took years later for me to actually recognize that that's what I'd done. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
by the time I recognized that that's what I was done, I couldn't even recognize myself.
And this is the thing. This is the thing. You know, when you set your bar so high, you stop being able to be honest with yourself, and you lose a part of yourself. And I absolutely agree. The other day, and I know you saw this, Marcia, when I did this live, I wasn't intentionally meaning to get so emotional in the live, but I was so glad I connected back with myself and I was honest with myself.
Yes.
Because I see a lot of transformational, motivational speakers who are so polished, and it's almost as if they are presenting this image that they were born brilliant, right? And I have met some things on that life that said, really honestly, I'm not perfect. In fact, I've only just learned to do some things right now. And you see me on here every week, but I'm still not perfect. And I don't think I'll ever be perfect. And
But none of us are. None of us are perfect, Anne-Marie. And we need the quicker we recognize that we're not perfect and we never are going to be
yeah,
perfect. Yeah. Well, certainly not in this life, you
yeah,
know, then it'll be the quicker and the better for us. Sorry,
absolutely.
go ahead.
That's it, Marcia. You've got to be. I think that vulnerability, when you show people that you can cry, that you do things wrong, that you fail. I think for me, when I see people showing me that, it gives me courage to keep going and say, oh wow, you know, that person's not as brilliant as I. In fact, how many times have you seen superstars like Robin Williams, when he admitted he was a brilliant man, but then he admitted, I'm lonely and actually really suffer with feeling like I'm rubbish. And you kind of think, oh, it's okay for me to admit to people that I'm not perfect and I haven't got it all going on, and I'm just it's I think society makes it very hard to admit that, and sometimes I gravitate towards those people that show a little bit of weakness because it allows me to be weak in my imperfections.
Yes, yes, but but also another important thing about that, being open and being sincere and being true to who you actually are, and not trying to put on this mask or this facade, is that when you are open like that, people, they will see that you are genuine. They really will see that you are genuine, and that this is who you are. Who you are. You're not putting on any airs and graces or any pomp and whatever the word is. Yeah. Pomposities. I like it. I like that word. You know what I'm going to say again? You're not putting on any pomposities. I don't know if that's the right word, actually. But it sounds good anyway. I know pompous is certainly one of the right words. But yeah, so what will happen is, as people see you being open and being vulnerable, that in itself is going to draw them to you. It's just the same way that you just said, when you see somebody being open and vulnerable, you think, oh my gosh, they're actually human. They cry like me, they hurt like me, they have the same experiences like me. So you're more likely to want to connect with that person because you can relate to them. You can relate. So
I say that because when I finished the live, I felt quite vulnerable and exposed. I'll be honest with you. And I had two minds about whether I was going to post it or not. And I looked back over the comments, and as you said, people were just so embracing and kind. And one thing that Mokhtar, you know Mokhtar? You know Mokhtar? Yeah.
Yes.
He said a really brilliant thing. He said, this is real talk. If you want to speak to someone to coach you through difficult situations, the best life coach you can have is someone like Anne-Marie, who's actually been there. And I thought, at the time, I thought, oh, thanks, Mokhtar. But I just thought to myself, you actually do want someone that's been through your stuff. You don't want perfect all their life and it's going to just be, yeah. You actually want real talk, real people, vulnerable people who have actually come out of the other side. They're the ones who guide you through. But it takes a lot to embrace that and accept that for yourself, don't you think so? With your show, live and let go.
Let it go and live. Yes, let it go and live. Yes,
exactly, the people that are drawn to you because you're so easy to like, there's no judgment with you. When you, number one, your face is such an open face. Did you realize that?
Thank you.
Honestly, the very first time I met you, I remember when we look at me hobnobbing, we're down a Mercedes, and
yeah, I do. It was a lovely day.
And you just smiled, and your whole face just radiated openness. And I was like, oh, hi. You're so easy to just engage and involve. And because of that openness that you have, you're able to do the show that you do. What kind of people do you find are being drawn to you for your strength and your guidance?
People that have had similar experiences to me.
Mm.
Same thing what you're saying.
Mm.
People who've had similar experiences, because at the end of the day, the only reason why I have chosen, because it is a choice, I've chosen to be completely open about who I am, completely open about my experiences, because it's in being open that you're able to still heal certain parts of you that are probably still hurting, yeah,
Yeah,
but also to help heal others, yeah.
yeah,
So what I've found is that I speak about topics and subjects that I have experienced myself. You'll
yeah.
find that most of my lives I'll be talking about, oh my gosh, I mean, the last night's one, I was speaking about commitment, that I was afraid to commit. I actually realized that I was actually afraid of commitment. Yeah. And
You're in the show because it's quite cathartic, isn't it? You did the show and you realised while you were doing the show that you had this fear of commitment.
yes, no, I realized that I had a fear of commitment before I started doing the lives. It was actually about a fear of committing to doing the lives that I was
Oh,
actually talking about.
yeah,
Yeah, but in the process of it, if you want to listen to that, people, please just refer back to my profile page. There is the video there. The full video is there. You can have a listen. But that was an example. I spoke about a topic that I had experienced, and it was a recent experience that I'd had. Yeah. So I speak about whatever it is I'm experiencing, and in me speaking about what it is I'm experiencing or have experienced, there's others out there that are listening and thinking, "Oh my gosh,
yeah,
I went through the same thing, or I'm experiencing the same thing." And the same way that I didn't actually recognize that I was afraid of commitment when the scenario actually happened, a lot of people have come forward and saying, "Oh well, it's the same thing that happened with me." I didn't realize that what I was actually experiencing was a lack of commitment to what it is that I wanted to do, or a failure to be able to commit. Yeah. So, sorry, darling.
or a fear of success.
Yes, yes. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Because that is also one of the major fears that the majority of us
Mm.
actually suffer from. We're not afraid of, most of the time, most people think, oh, well, people will be afraid of not succeeding. But
Mm.
there's actually a large number of people that are actually afraid of succeeding, because
Yeah,
they know that if they really applied themselves to that thing, that it would be a success. And then they're thinking, oh my gosh, am I going to cope with the attention? Am I going to cope with the extra workload? Am I going to cope? So many different things that they start to think about. I mean, been there too. Or the t-shirt, fear of success. Yeah, it's very true.
I think the fear of, because for me this last 2 weeks has been very emotional week, and some things go hand in hand, don't they? The fear of success also goes hand in hand with saying goodbye to the person that you were, and I think that is a really big thing because through this last week I've experienced change, paradigm shift where you go, I'm never going to be that person again. That's
Yes,
really scary, Marcia, because you're like, who
yes,
am if I'm not that person, because I will never ever allow that or do that or be that again, who am I
yeah,
becoming? That's quite a fear
mhm,
because that's the success coming, and you're going to have to be a whole new person. And my friend was saying to me,
yes.
why you're really emotional, you keep crying, are you okay, you happy? I say I'm happy, but I'm just aware, mindful that
Mm.
I'm becoming somebody that I
But
want to be.
yeah,
But
but you know what the beauty is in that, Anne Marie? You know what the real beauty is in that? The beauty is when you're transforming or evolving from that person that you know that you'll never be again.
mm,
It's at that point in time that you need to now sit down and think, who is it do I want to be?
yeah,
Because you're at the point where you can actually create who you want to be.
I
Yeah?
know it's exciting, right? It is exciting.
Yeah.
I'm dancing, Marcia.
Yes. When you're at that
It's
crossroads, you're
exciting.
actually at the point where you can sit down and think, you know what? Who do I actually desire to be? Do I want to be that woman that is jet setting all over the world? Do I want to be that woman that is speaking on large stages, and speaking to large audiences and helping them to get to their goals and their dreams and their visions? Do I want to be that woman is just, I'm not even going to say what my I've got one. I've got one that I've been holding on to for years, and that's that one. I'm not telling that one, but let me tell you something.
Go on. Let me share. We can do it 3 days a week. You can do it 4 days a week. Who is it?
Who is it?
That person that you want to become. That one that you're hiding, that you're not going to share with us.
No, it's not. Who is it? Okay, all right. The lady is a lady who is an entrepreneur. Yes. And it is the lady who spends a lot of time on the beach with a large glass of champagne in one hand and sunglasses on. But my laptop is also to the side because I'm doing business.
But can we have a deck though? Decking, because I don't like all the sand up my.
Decking. No, we ain't doing decking, darling. We're doing lovely lounges.
Lounging. Like they have those like big white expansive lounge areas with canopies and No, I don't want raw sand though. We're getting
those places where they serve the tropical cocktails.
Absolutely, I'm there. Right behind you in your bags until I make it there too. Carrying your bags.
Yes. So basically, people, what I'm trying to say to you is, when you reach that crossroad, where you recognize that that person is now gone, or that person is actually on the way out the door, and you can actually see their back as they're going. You actually see their back as they're going. That old Marcia, that old Anne-Marie. You're like, hold on a minute, isn't that me going over there? Yeah. You see that old person going.
Information is it comes with baggage, and the baggage, and I say this in the nicest possible sense of the word baggage. It's probably not the right word to use, but when you become a new person, sometimes you have to leave people behind. I'm sorry, but you do.
There's no sometimes, Anne-Marie. There's no sometimes. All the time, there's people you have to leave behind. You do. It's a part of the change. It's a part of the evolving, because at the end of the day, just as an example, I spoke on a live about this once, that sometimes there's going to be people in your life that whenever time they call you, you know that by the end of the conversation, you're going to be like, why did I pick up that phone?
I hear that.
Why did I pick up the phone? Because by the time you come off the phone to them, you feel drained. You feel like you don't even know what you're doing anymore. It's like you're confused. It's like, they've zapped your energy completely. Yeah. Now, those are the people that need to go. Yeah. Those are the people that need to go.
And I do agree. I mean, I can deal with those ones. The ones that I find it really difficult to do sometimes, right? And this is, I don't know if this is a dilemma that you've come across, but sometimes you're going to meet people and you actually really like them, but they can't dream high enough to where I'm dreaming to. I'm going to be honest. My dreams are really up there, and I see them clearly. They're not fuzzy or fantasy. They're there. They're sharp. I'm focused. I'm heading. And some people, when I talk about my dreams, in fact, there are people that I don't talk about my dreams with because I know they can't grasp the clarity of what I'm saying. And there's a few people that I have left behind because they're naysayers. Oh, we don't do that for. Oh, you wouldn't do it. You do. You know those ones? You know, who are only thinking from their low level of existence and their low parameters, that they can't see your vision. And I understand that there are times in your life when you're on this journey that you have to walk alone. You have to be lonely. You do. But as you go up, obviously the universe and who you believe in brings new people towards you that are going to support you in your journey, that even elevate you in your journey. But even in those journeys, there's still times when you just walk alone. And I don't care what anybody says. Real talk, that can be lonely. Yes. It has to be so strong. It has to be so clear that you are prepared to walk that journey on your own, whether it's a week, a month, or even a year. I do feel that sometimes. I feel I know what I want, and I can't be dragged back anymore. This is what I mean by not having to say goodbye to that person. because you know, Yoda, you cannot unlearn what you have learned. You can't. Once you learn it, that's it. Even if I try to humble myself back down, it's not going to happen. And
Yeah.
I just want people to be real about the journey. And it's not just, oh, I've decided to be this magnificent person. It's just going to keep going. There are lonely, painful parts to it. But that's why it's so much sweeter when you get there,
Mhm.
isn't it?
Mhm.
Not,
But you know, one thing that we ought to all remember is that we're all on a journey and we're all on our individual journeys. And each and every one of us is at a different stage in our journey, in the journey. So where you're speaking about high level of aspirations and so on, there's going to be somebody that is going to, yes, be at a different stage, a few stages behind you or so, and they're not going to understand what it is that you're trying to achieve or
mm,
understand why you want to aspire to such greatness. Yeah.
mm, mm.
But we need to just say, okay, I understand where this person is at. And you know what? In love, I'm going to just leave you where you are and let you get on with your journey. Yeah, because we're just not at the same point. And
Yeah,
sometimes when you're at a particular stage in your journey, it's difficult to actually bring somebody constantly along with you, depending on what stage that they're at. If they're quite
mm,
near to where you're heading, then that's fine. But if they're way back there somewhere, then it's difficult because it's going to be a case of it's either they're going to pull you back down to
yeah,
where they're at.
yeah.
More than likely, it's more difficult for you to drag them and speed race them up to where they need to be, because at the end of the day, there's lessons that they need to learn along the journey that is
Yeah,
going to help them to be who they are when they arrive at their destination. So
and you can
sometimes we
exhaust
cannot.
yourself trying to share that journey. You can exhaust yourself trying to let them know. You just need
Yeah.
to do this. You can't do it. People have to have their own journey independently. You can't tell
Hmm.
someone. You can see what they're doing and you think, oh, I remember that stage. I'm going to tell you what they just won't see it, and that can cause real risks in friendship. I think when you try
Hmm.
advice that someone's not ready to receive, because there are sowing times and there are receiving and reaping times, aren't there? And
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
have to be congruent with where they're at. You have to meet people where they're at. Same way people have to meet you where you're at when you're on your journey upwards. It's
Yeah.
knowing how you engage with people to get the most out of people without feeling frustrated. Just think that's life. They're where they are. I'm where I am. And we're not quite congruent with that at the moment. You know what I mean?
Yes, and that's why I'm such a great believer in letting it go and living,
Yeah.
because there's so many different aspects of our lives that we actually do need to let go of in order to move forward, in order to live the life that we desire. We have to let go. We have to shed that skin. We
Yes.
have to move on. We have to, be open to change, and
Yes.
in order for that change to occur. So, I believe in letting go of all of the things, any type of thing that is classed as something that's holding you down, some kind of baggage or some kind of load or some kind of hurt or some kind of pain, because we've all got it. And it's
Yeah.
just a matter of recognizing what that thing is and then dealing with it, letting go of it, and then moving on to live a happy and fulfilled life. Yes, I think it's
Right.
very important.
So when you say that, I think sometimes the letting go is one aspect of it, but when you can see, it's easy to let go when you can see the next thing that you're stepping up to, yeah, because you've got direction to pull you forward. In your journey up until now, is there any significant time when you've really looked and you thought, wow, this is going to take a leap of real ultimate confidence to be able to step onto this next pad, because it's there, but it looks like it's quite a little bit way away. If I jump, I could actually fall. Almost like a lily pad. You're going to leap onto the next stone. Can you think of a time? Share that with us, Marcia.
I certainly can. And I would reflect right back to when I was a teenager. And as I said, I found myself living by myself. Yeah. Now, I went through a very traumatic time in that first couple of years, because I became very confused. I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't understand why it happened. I didn't understand anything. And I became very irritated, and I became a very angry young lady at the time as well, and very you know, I was tormented. I was really, really tormented. And I had to seek help at the time because I thought if I don't, then I am just going to go down a very, very, very slippery path. And I could see myself heading in this particular direction, and I needed to stop myself. Yeah. So in that situation, I thought to myself, you know what? I need to start to do something to change my life. I really do need to stop focusing on what is actually happening here, and I need
Yeah.
to focus on where it is I need to go to. Now, do you know that I think I must have been about the age of 17 or 18. I actually read Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. Don't ask me where it was that I got that book from.
Oh,
I don't know where I got it from, but I know that as a teenager, I had that book and I read that book.
divine
And that,
inspiration.
oh, that was it. That just blew the top off of everything. Put it this way, by the time I was 19, I had a mortgage on a property. Yeah.
Really? Well,
Yes.
that's ultimate confidence, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yes.
you
That
being
book changed.
with no backup. If you missed a payment, I'm absolutely in admiration for you being able to do that at such a young age, because that takes huge confidence, I think.
Yes. Yes. So you know, I changed my, you know, I started to look on the vision. And at the time, the same thing what you're saying, I had this big vision, a big, big vision. And I was seen as like, I was like the Mrs. Nutty Professor, if you want to call it that, because I was like, oh yes, I'm going to be this and I'm going to be that. And I was just too excited about where it is I wanted to go and what I wanted to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just went all out. I started doing all these different things. Yeah. So as I said, by the time I was 19, I got a mortgage. I got a good job. I got an exceptionally good job with local government at the time. And I was on, what did it, what was it? I was on scale 6 then. Yeah.
Wow.
I was on
Wow.
scale 6. I was like, oh. I was doing all right. I was doing all right, you know. And that led to another. Then I started to say, right, okay, I want to do singing lessons. So I went and I learned to sing. I went to a school called Aria School of Voice over in Clapham. I learned to
You
sing, and then I went on to teach singing. I just started to, what's that, blossom in all areas. You know, I never forget once my mum said to me,
like the early sort of stage schools, wasn't it? Like the early sort of Brit school, was it?
yes,
Right.
yes, yeah.
Yes. This is where you get your sassiness and your hair and your creativity from. You're a
Yes.
darling. Let's just have a little look at some of these comments, because people have been commenting on you. So many people watching, Marcia. They've been saying, they've been telling us keep dreaming. Empresses. Oh, I like that. Empresses.
Oops. Thank you.
Those not accustomed to your success must be left behind. That's what Kate says. And she says, I have a meeting, girls. Okay, right, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. Therese, who says we are her heroes. She said,
Oh, hi, Therese.
this is lovely. I'm not scared of leaving who I am behind, because I'm always evolving into who I truly meant to be.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
that. Love
I
that.
love it. I
Isn't
love
it?
that.
She said, the journey is about peeling back layers of conditioning. Amen to that.
Yes.
We all move
Yes.
forward in our own emotional evolution.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely, I couldn't have put it better myself, Therese.
Yes. Beautiful.
Lovely people tuning in to see the Empress here. Jacqueline Francis.
Hi, Jacqueline.
Yeah, she says, when we were talking about walking that journey alone, she said, I've been walking that journey alone on my own for a long time. We are here, Jacqueline. We are here.
Yes. Your sisters are here.
And it's lovely about doing these lives, as we said in the beginning, when people can hear you talking and recognizing that's me, it gives you such power, strength, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Good evening, Adam. Thanks for tuning in. Lovely man.
Hello, Adam.
He's a lovely young man. Very nice young man he is. Shelley Green is the gold lady. I love all that you people are on here. There's some mega people on here, I have to say. Shelley is in business. She sells gold. It's really quite fancy. Her gold card is really flashy. So I just had to share that. Oh, look, Teresa says, and I have to concur with Therese. She says, I'm going to do a few more comments and then we're going to do what? Sing, Marcia, sing. Get
Ah!
your voice ready. I'm going to see if sing a few more thing. I'm ready.
Who was that? Who was that that said that? Therese.
That was Therese. And you know what I was going to play when you was coming on, Marcia? I was going to play I'm Every Woman.
Oh, I used to love that song.
Like, get tune up. Right, Vicky. Wow, so proud of you, Anne-Marie Wickham. Thank you, Vicky. Proud of you too, my sister. Keep rising. Neil Powell. Hello, Neil. Thank you.
Hello.
Vicky Madison says, you go, ladies. Love this. Look at us. Such a good. Alexa's watching. Hello, Alexa. Alexa's just about to embark on her own journey with me, so she's getting all the tips. She says,
lovely.
Therese says, I love you. Amen. Bless you,
Oh,
sister.
love you too, Therese.
Theodora Wright is watching, very inspired by you. She's a young girl. She's looking at you with all your sassiness, and she's thinking of me one day. Theodora, you actually need to speak to Marcia, because Marcia is a very, very creative. What she hasn't said in all that is she actually creates beautiful jewelry as well. So I would connect with her. Put your details on, and Marcia, you can connect with Marcia and talk about how you could be creative. I don't know. There's something there, I think.
Yes.
Feel you, Jacqueline. I feel you. Oh, she's talking to Jacqueline about the walking the journey alone. And they're feeling each sisters. Love you reaching out to each other. I love that. Teresa's on again. She's not letting you get away with it, Marcia. She's saying in capitals. Sing. S-I-N-G. Sing.
Okay.
Right. Go on, warm up. I'm just going to do the do-wop.
Okay, well, what shall I sing then? Wow. Oh dear. Oh Lord. What shall I sing? What shall I don't know what to sing.
That karaoke bar and you
okay,
go, right,
well, the great Aretha Franklin
yes,
passed on quite recently, didn't she?
yes.
So maybe I could sing something of Aretha's.
Say a little prayer comes to mind, but that's just me.
Okay, this is an old one of Aretha's. I'm gonna sing a little bit of it now.
She said, Teresa,
just
spread the love. Your voice is love. Spread the here,
take me to heart, and I'll always love you, and nobody could make me do wrong. You take me for granted, leaving love unsure.
I love this. This is your true expression.
And nobody, I can't remember the words. Temptation strong.
I think you need to do an evening here.
That's it. That's it.
What we need. We've got all these different events going on. We've got Self on the Stage, build your brand, do your shit, do this thing. I think we need to have an evening with Marcia and Anne-Marie. This is why I love being around you, Marcia, because on this journey, everybody trying so hard, get. It's so nice to just have just circle back and have a little bit of fun. Oh, yes. Vicky Madison said, your voice is amazing. They're all waiting for you to do live with Marcia, live with Lady Marcia. And here tonight on the London Palladium.
You're so funny,
full voice in full regalia. I tell you what, she's stylish, you know. She got some clothes. Well, she makes them, got to say. All sequins and la. Oh, and will you do a little bit of Shirley Bassey? Will you?
Shirley Bassey? What did she, oh yeah, right, okay. What did Shirley sing now?
Oh, I love Shirley. I like a bit of something in the way he moved. Oh, I like that.
I don't even know all of. I think I probably only just know that line.
I'm going to send you my whole album. Trust. This is when you realise your hostess is a little bit older than you. Not much.
Shirley Shirley Bassey. Goldfinger. That's it. That's all I know. My mum used to love
Yes.
Shirley Bassey. She was awesome.
I
Oh,
love
she
her
is
bit.
awesome.
As my kids say, Shirley Batty. I said, no, she's not Shirley Batty. Shirley Bassey. Therese says, you're both hilarious. I love you. I just think we had a ladies' evening where we just hang and have fun. You know, not next year. This is quite diverse, really, because I don't know about you, Marcia, but I find often within myself there is a certain contradiction of who I am. Very contrary. There is this side that's next year going to put on a retreat for gratefulness. It's a gratitude retreat and very just very
That sounds
chill,
nice.
very green, right? Like my background, very green. And that's one side of me. But then there's this really naughty side of me. It's quite hard to keep the balance of both of them. Really, I'm getting on with you people.
Actually, yeah.
Opposing forces within me, and there is that one that wants to do the live with Marcia at the London Palladium and do the can and kick my legs and smoke from one of them long things.
You're hilarious.
That just so we just we have to balance our chi, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I think when we should about our creativity, and some of you lovely ladies who are out there that all have your special gifts to bring, why don't we think about how we could all get together and celebrate in some way and just cast away the pressures of the day, cast away of where you're at now, because we're all in some kind of pressure, whether you choose to be in it or not. We all have responsibilities and accountabilities. But just wouldn't it be lovely to be in an arena where we can just cast away and just really shake off the shackles of anything, just really be ourselves in just happiness and fun? It's so rare to get that opportunity, isn't it?
Yes, it's true. Maybe we should, there should be some kind. I was just gonna say we should, but let me just say, yes, maybe there should be some kind of a evening, some kind of a talent evening of some sort, where those who, have got a poem that they like to share, or somebody who just like.
Our Dave will come down for that, wouldn't he? Our Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
Dave Wilkes.
Oh yes.
Weren't you interviewing him 2 days ago?
Yeah, not me. No, it was Maxine. I think it was. Yeah, Maxine.
Okay.
Maxine interviewed him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we've already roped him in.
Yeah.
and just maybe, and Donya knows all the details of how to. I went to. She had a end of cancer treatment. Well done, Donya. Congratulations. We're all so happy and glad that you've come through that. And you had a huge celebration on a boat.
Right. Okay. Wow.
Down by the Thames. And she had a lady that had the big hair. You know, the one's the big fan, like on the left space.
Yes.
Yeah. She
yes.
I just really want us to all to have a celebration. I'm gonna think about it, people. I'm gonna find every one of you who's watching now, put a comment in the box, even with a suggestion of how we might celebrate our wonderfulness.
Yes.
Because I think we do.
I think that's a great idea.
Yes.
I think that's an excellent idea.
Dave Wilkes, super handsome. Oh, Therese, stop that. There's no matchmaking going on here. We are not the millionaire matchmakers. There's a
we could be, though, if you want us to be.
I'll bring Dave. Who are you bringing, Therese? That's all I can say to that one. So, this journey so far where you are, Marcia, you've come a long way. You've had a lot of experiences. You've lost and you've won and you've gained and you've overcome. Where are you now in terms of fulfillment, and what do you have coming up within the next 6 months that you're really focusing on to recognize that you're moving forward?
Right. Well, as you know, towards the back end of last year, I started a coaching program based around the same subjects there. Let it go and live. Yeah. So I've been working on that throughout the whole of this year and trying to, get that out there more and to get people to understand that, sometimes there is things that we need to let go of in order to move forward. Yeah. So that's where I'm at the moment with regards to my coaching program. I have several programs that I'm offering at the moment, different kinds of aspects of letting it go and living. Yes, so I've got my coaching program going. I've also got my jewelry business, as you know, which has been running for probably about 6 or so years now. This is one of my pieces.
Oh wow, look at that, look at that. I have to say,
Yeah.
every time I see Marcia, she's always outstandingly stylish. Please put your link to, it's an Etsy shop. I don't understand how this
Yes.
works, but I did see the link. Please put it down on the link below. So ladies, if you want to look individual, unique and exquisite, then you need to be looking at Marcia's jewelry. And because are they one of a kind? Are they all one-offs?
Yes,
Oh
they
wow!
are. They are, because what normally happens is once I make the design, because this one is actually a clay piece, it's clay on top of wood, this piece. So once I make the design in the clay, it's very difficult to duplicate the exact same design. So even though I may be able to make something that looks similar, each piece is actually unique. So you'll never get two exactly the same. Yes.
And I think
And
that
I
should
do
be,
this type. Go ahead.
yeah, I think it should be a prerequisite of coming to the celebration that we should all be wearing a Marcia piece. Right? So they need, you're not going to get in if you don't have a Marcia piece on. What a
Yes,
fantastic
yes.
job. All these beautiful, stunning ladies that are all out there wearing a Marcia piece. I think it's
Well,
lovely. So that's another opportunity coming up. What other opportunities have you got coming up in the next 6 months,
at the
Marcia?
moment, now I'm going to say this because I'm putting it out there so that I have to do it.
Good.
Those things, when you've got something that you know that you're supposed to have done from a
I do.
long time and you've not done it.
Also,
Well, I am in the process of writing my book, and it's aptly entitled The Let It Go and Live. Yeah, it's called Let It Go and Live. It's called Let It Go and Live by Marcia Lorraine Phinn. And it's a story of my life. But not only is it a story of my life, it's also like a workbook that tells you different scenarios, what has happened in my life. And then it tells you if you're experiencing similar, then how to deal with it and how you can change it around, flip it around so that it turns into a positive situation that doesn't harm you long term. Because
yeah,
most of the time we've had things harboring that has been harming us for a while. So my book is all about 10 or more different scenarios that have happened in my life. I have nearly died on more than one occasion. My leg got chopped off, literally, not completely off, but my leg got severed. Yeah. And my leg was dangling off. I had to have major surgery to have my tendon repaired. Yeah. So that is one experience that I'm speaking about in there, and how I overcame that, because that left me with a lot of insecurities about
yeah,
wearing skirts. I didn't want
yeah,
to wear skirts because I was thinking everybody's looking at my leg. Yeah.
yeah.
So that was one experience. Another experience I had, I was in a car crash and I cracked my pelvis and I couldn't walk for over 8 weeks. There's
Good.
just so much that came along with that as well. So each experience came with its own set of problems, you know. But I speak about these things and what's happened, and I tell you how I got over it and how I turned the situation around. And so the book is all about letting you know about, how you can experience different kinds of trauma in your life, but how you can make better of it, so
Well, Trace is actually saying, congratulations with the book, sweetie. I can't wait for my signed copy. You've put
yes.
yourself up there, Marcia. There's no for this one. Good evening, Keisha. Lovely to see you, sweetheart.
Hi,
So
Keisha.
now, Keisha, you've missed all the fun. You're a little bit late, sweetie, to be honest. But I'm just we are all these lovely, beautiful, wonderful ladies are all part of a new collection of Marcia's jewelry. And when I think about you, Keisha, you beautiful glam puss, you wearing all those exotic, erotic lipsticks that you wear, that purple one is amazing. I wish I could carry it off like Keisha. No one can carry off makeup. Keisha, can you do a makeup masterclass for black chicks, please?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's got to be coming. Can you come on here and launch it? Masterclass for black chicks to look classy, so that we can all go to Marcia's launch wearing. What do you mean, sorry? Is that a sorry? Oh, sorry for being late. No, you're excused. You're okay for being late because you're going to do this wonderful, exotic, beautiful makeup masterclass. So that not just the black chicks, all the white chicks as well. There's no separatism here, Keisha. So she's going to do a masterclass for all of us to look absolutely glamorous and wonderful. Yes, she said.
Yes,
Woo!
yes.
We're going to have beautiful makeup. We're going to have the beautiful jewelry. This wonderful evening. All we need now is some. Oh, Marcia, I can't sign you up twice because I was going to say you need to make the garments. Love, that's a bit of an overload.
Listen, I know that there must be some people that that can sew, that would quite happily sew the garments.
Yes. Yes. Well, we could always commission Marcia because you know time is money. We could commission. If you want the best frock, obviously I will have the best frock. So if you want the best for our get together, then commission Marcia, and you will have your one-off makeup, one-off ear. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this.
What a day that would be.
Yeah, it's almost like a garden party inside.
Yes.
But we will definitely put something together. Do you know what, ladies? All right, maybe we've been laughing and joking, and maybe it won't be an evening, but I tell you what, it will definitely be. And this is about you getting out of your comfort zone. Stop doing what you always do. Don't make any excuses, but just commit and say yes now. Once you said yes, once you put it out there, you'll be able to gravitate towards it. What about afternoon tea? Afternoon tea. There are some wonderful hotels up in London, different places that do afternoon tea. We can get a group on. I don't care how we do it, right?
That would be lovely.
Us glamorous ladies looking gorgeous. Please, you've got to invite the press. Please. Oh, hold on. Look. Therese is saying, oh my gosh, she said, and I can lift your lashes. I'm a Novo lash lift technician.
Really?
Did you know that?
Oh, you kept that quiet, Therese.
Yeah, she kept that quiet. Oh, I'm going to look glamorous. Maxie first for everything. No, I'm joking.
Wow.
But
yeah.
I'm glad that Marcia has put it out there. I wonder if you could put in the comments. Marcia has committed herself. She's put it out there. She's writing a fabulous book. So she's already committed to self. I'm going to tell you now, I'm committing myself to July the 21st next year. I'm actually running my first gratitude retreat, which is yeah, I can't wait. It's actually, I've already got the place. It's on a little place in Essex, and it's on a boat estuary. And it's a lovely venue. I actually know the lady that runs this venue, and it has it's wooden deck, and it's got all the things, just like I explained to you, where when you're saying you're on the beach with the champagne, it's all got bellowing things, and it's got little lights that go. And to be in such a place so close to nature, to be able to really truly gifted, blessed, and grateful we are. It's a day of a workshop. It's the morning is learning how to live gratitude better, and in the afternoon it breaks off into different opportunities like Reiki or anything that's all empowering, and then in the evening get your hairdo, makeup and all that. We're just going to all be together. There's actually hotels down there as well, so I want to make it an all over event so that people can come.
Sounds good, Anne-Marie. Sounds really nice.
And you know what it really is for me is all the lovely ladies that I see on here, all of us that have really tuned into our consciousness, that are really recognizing how wonderfully gifted we are, and how grateful we are to have such fabulous friends. To be in an environment where you can talk, you can look, now we're talking, and this one's got that certificate, and that one's got that, things that you never knew about each other. To be in an environment where you explore each other. I need something to do when I move to London. Teresa, do it, love. Do the lash technician, because I tell you what, there's not enough good ones out there. If you
Teresa's moving to London.
She's moving to London.
Really?
Here to support you. Congratulations.
Wow.
Now, look, she's just put that out there. She's just committed to that. So we've had 3 huge commitments this evening. Who else is going to commit to really positive change?
Yes, it will be very interesting. to
Yeah.
hear from you guys, to hear
Put it
what
out.
you're ready to commit to.
Anybody else, because you know you've got your sisters here, and once you verbalize a dream, the dream becomes so much easier to achieve. Make sure it's
Yes.
a dream that you really want and that not you feel obliged to. So, oh, Marcia, Therese says, I'm so grateful for these moments with you. Isn't that lovely?
Oh, oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, Therese, that's beautiful. That's really lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you
Something's
so much.
gonna, and then you realize that you're touching people, you're inspiring people, you're transforming people without even trying. But it is just divine synchronicity that you and I were here this evening. We are having the conversations that we have, and that somebody up there, out of those 11 people, is being inspired to go and do something
Wow.
different, to empower themselves in some way, to recognize their greatness, and to know that tonight I'm not on my own. Tonight I'm not walking that, Jacqueline, tonight you're not walking that journey on your own. Tonight you're walking with 2, 3, 7 sisters who have all walked that journey, and that we are here to absolutely walk that journey with you, whether it's by an email, whether it's by a text, whether it's by just picking up the phone and just saying, I really need a bit of comfort right now. I really just need a little bit of guidance. Or I don't need you to say anything. I just need to talk about it because I know that you understand.
Yes.
Well done, Jacqueline. As if by magic, Jacqueline actually has brought her comment on. Everybody, listen up. I'm saying it loud so that Jacqueline has to do it. Jacqueline committing to writing her own anthology.
Yay! Yay!
You know,
That's
this,
awesome, Jacqueline. Yep.
yeah, all of
Go
these
on, girl.
events, they're committed to life on this channel, and it's got the date as well. So that means that can we have some dates by our commitments? I did tell you mine was July the 21st. Marcia,
Um,
what was your date?
well, I will have completed writing by December.
Wow, there's a commitment
Yep.
right there.
So early January, I'm hoping that it should be published. By that time, it should be actually pressed, printed.
Right,
Yeah.
are you having a book launch?
Yes, I would love to.
Right,
Yes.
so there's another thing that we can do. I am going to be having a book launch. I have written my book. It's called From Council Care to Millionaire. And
Oh,
yeah, so
oh,
I've actually done all of that, and I've done the title, but that's not the book that I'm actually going to put into print. You know, I work a lot with young children in my hypnotherapy sessions, and I've had some amazing transformations, really amazing. And so what I've done is I've put together
mm,
a book of each of their testimonials, and so that, because when I looked on Amazon, you know, children going to a hypnotherapist, there isn't anything, because you know people are scared of it, they don't want to do it. So I put this
yeah.
so that the children, it's written by the children. They say, oh, when I went to see Anne-Marie, this is what happened for me. I was bullied at school, or you know, I didn't like to eat my vegetables, or I used to wet the bed. These are the things that children come to me
Yeah.
for. And putting them all together so that a child can go to Amazon and say, oh, look, a parent can read it with a child and say, this is what will happen. So I'm doing a book launch as well. I think that this is an opportunity. Maybe the synchronicity is not so good. Maybe it'll have to be my adult one and your adult one. But
Mm,
forums, ladies, you can hear all of these conversations going on. If anything resonates with you and you think, you know what, I think I might like to do that in a joint venture with that person, because you know, maybe I'm not confident enough to do it on my own. Maybe I just need someone strong like Marcia to stand by me, or someone strong like Anne-Marie to stand by me, or even Therese. Therese is she's going to become a lash technician, and I want to be a beautician, and maybe it's a good idea to have a conversation with her. This is brilliant. This is a forum of support, and it's all there for the taking. So don't be shy. If you're here and you're listening, there's a reason why you're listening. So take advantage
yes.
of
Yeah.
opportunities. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how long we've been on. I'm supposed to keep an eye on this kind of thing. Should we check what time? We've had a good old ramble, haven't we?
Yes. Right. 9:06.
Isn't that amazing? Right on time. Oh, look, Kamisha. Oh, Keisha, stop it. Keisha says, I want a date, Keisha. It's not good enough. Come on, let's have the date. I commit to start working on my album. Marcia,
Ooh, yes.
congratulations. Thank you, Jacqueline. I
Yes.
date for your please put your dates on of when you're going to commit to doing these things by, because we do love to know that you're actually pushing yourself to achieve, not just writing nice things about what you'd like to do, but actually put a date by when you're going to achieve them, because knowledge is power, action is
Yes.
success. Okay, will you come on again, Marcia? You brought all your friends with you. I love all your friends. And again, it's just a lovely opportunity. Like Teresa says, it's just a lovely opportunity to be inspired and spend some time together and ask questions that you want to ask and get the answers from ladies that really know. So would you come on again sometime? Maybe next
Yes,
month.
sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
most definitely.
and are you going to put all your details of how people can contact you to put their orders in for their fabulous jewellery? So
Yes, yes, I will. I'll put the comments in the box. And for those of you who are not familiar with my profile, you can still find me at Marcia Lorraine Phinn, but I will put my details in the box. You can connect with me by the time I've put my details there.
brilliant.
Yes. Yeah.
And if I can get some mind thought going about where somewhere we can be, it would probably have to be central London. You know, we go to the Virgin. I tell you what, we go to the Virgin Lounge sometimes, don't we, Marcia? And
Okay.
you know, down that we could have it there, but you know, just down the road from there, there's the Sofitel Hotel. Have you been there? The Sofitel.
No, no.
There's a lounge there called the Rose Lounge, and they do afternoon tea, and it's so
Oh,
lovely.
really?
Yeah,
Yes. Yes, I think I could do
come on,
afternoon
darling,
tea.
couldn't we?
Oh
Couldn't we?
yes.
Could we
Oh,
pop a
oh
coffee over?
yes. Afternoon tea, please.
They do it on the chair. There's all these handsome continental men there just lounging. It's lovely. It's very, very nice. I meet clients there. They're always really impressed because because you can book, seriously, ladies, you can book there. You don't have to pay. You book the Rose Lounge. Yeah.
Okay.
You can meet clients there and they just think you're really wow. But I just go there to watch. Who's that? Marcia Lorraine Phinn is watching. How is she watching when she's right with me? Who's on your phone? Who's
Oh,
in your bedroom on your phone? Have you been
Henry
cloned?
microwaved. That's strange.
Have you been cloned? Ooh.
What? Marcia Lorraine Finn is watching.
Yeah.
Oh. Is there a picture for this Marcia Lorraine Finn?
Yeah, yeah. Hi, Marcia. Thanks for tuning in. No, ladies, we have been on an hour. Thank you so much for your time. She's off. That's it. We're never going to get back again. She's just absolutely lost. Thank you all. My details will be down below as well. hypnotherapist.com. I'm here for confidence, assertiveness, any life change that you need that extra little bit of oomph to be able to do. I'm here for. Good night, magical ladies. Tons of love. That was Therese. Blessings for you to come on this evening. Thank you so much. And for everybody else, bless you all. And Marcia, thank you so much. Let's do it again. Serpent, you can't come in 2 minutes before the end and expect to wait. Shall I give her away?
Hi, Serpa.
Replay. I love it when they put that on your lives. Replay. Yeah, we'll do it again next month. When we get off, we'll schedule it so that it keep. Yeah, we are actually going Serpa though, darling. Love you too, but.
Oh dear.
So say goodbye to your audience, Marcia.
Well, good night, everybody. Thank you all for joining. It's been wonderful being here this evening. I hope that you picked up something out of what I've said. And, you know, if you haven't quite got what I was saying, remember what I'm saying to you is anything that has hurt you in the past, anything that has been holding you back in the past, anything that has been hindering you, anything that is represented an obstacle in your way, you need to ride over it, ride through it, jump around it, everything, do everything and anything, but you need to let it go and you need to live. Because if you don't let go of it, then you're not going to be able to live that happy and fulfilled life that you want to live. So please let it go and live. If you need some help to let it go and live, then please do direct message me, and I have some programs that are available that would help you to do that, and I'd love to work with you. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you to Anne-Marie Wickham, who has so kindly graced us with this platform tonight and has given us so many jokes and so much laughter. My belly is hurting, and I think my eyes are also wet where I've been crying with laughter. So thank you all very much.
Second that, yeah. Everything that she said, with love.
Okay, Anne-Marie.
So much fun. And really, it wouldn't be so much fun if you weren't all here joining in, giving us your comments, and really making us know that we're doing a good job and that we're valued and we're valuable to you, because you are equally valuable to us. It's lovely to be part of such a giving community and an inspiring community. So we really, really have enjoyed ourselves this evening. So thank you all, and see you again soon. Next week, Sunday, 7 p.m, which is just me by myself moaning. No, not moaning, celebrating. And then on Monday, we have another surprise guest. I'm not giving anything away. Okay, so we'll see you then. Bye all. Bye. Good night, Marcia.
Good night, everybody. Good night. Thank you.